All right, shalom, 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 shalom. Before I start off this lesson, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem Rachak Kodash, the honors unto my elders, my apostles, great millstone, which are the men that rule well, the men that taught us his truth. Peace, blessings, and salutations as always be to the elect. All right, and those what the lesson is: have faith in what you're doing / have done. All right, just going in real quick, man. I was inspired by the big bro Amawanka Bar's lesson, one of his most recent lessons. It's probably not the most recent now, considering he uploaded more videos today. But nonetheless, I was inspired by one of the lessons he made, where he touched on, the Lord's servants, being taken care of during the time of Jacob's trouble. All right, which is what really inspired the lesson was, he was going into us that's doing the work, and to those that believe, man, to have faith, that what you're doing, since what you're doing is the right thing, we shouldn't have to worry during that time. Obviously, we're going to feel some fear in the flesh, but for the most part, actual worry, like, oh man, what's going to happen to me? We're going to feel that to some degree, but in the end, not really, because the scriptures say, ye that fear the Lord, hope for good and everlasting joy and mercy. And also because we're doing the things that are supposed to be done, meaning we're in the lot of those that are going to escape the troubles. Lord's will, we're a part of that number, that elect. All right, because at the end of the day, there's not a lot of people doing this thing. So, if we're, the ones doing it, then we're the ones who are meant to be delivered. Lord's will, we're a part of that number, though. All right, so this is Matthew 24:13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved, right? So we have to continue in the works that we're doing to be delivered. And the beautiful thing is that we're doing it, all right? The fact of the matter is there's not a lot of people that are doing the works of the Lord. There's not a lot of people that are praying to the name, fasting, going out to teach, doing the works, the virtual epistles. There's not a lot of people doing this. So we're in a very good position right now, okay? Because we're putting in that effort. We're putting in that time to what? To reap the benefits of it, which, deliverance at the end of the day. We're doing this. We came into this thing. We were called into this thing to receive salvation. That separates the sincere from the non-sincere. See, some people come in here, they have ulterior motives. They want to come into this thing for clout. Some come into this thing, they want women, all right, which doesn't make no sense to me personally. Some come into this thing for vainglory and things like that. Like I said, clout. But hey, us that are sincere, we came into this. Why? Because we fear Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, and we're trying to do the right thing, man. All right, we're trying to receive salvation. Okay? Hey, Apostle Paul said, we were called into this not for condemnation, but to receive that salvation. Okay? So this is Psalms 126:5. They that sow in tears shall reap in joy. Now, I was going to get the one in Galatians that says, he that soweth to the flesh shall the flesh reap corruption, but he that soweth to the spirit shall reap life everlasting. And I quoted it instead because at the end of the day, we're the ones that are sowing in spiritual things. We're the ones that are putting in the work, putting in the effort, all right, to do what the Lord hath commanded us to do. So in that time, we should have a strong confidence of us being delivered. All right, you see, because when no one else wanted to do this, when no one else thought of doing this, we stood stiffly for the name of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai. So why wouldn't we be delivered? You see, that's the whole inspiration of this lesson. What the elder said, man, it really touched me, man, because sometimes you worry, man, because we know the evil that's coming and we see it. We see it from afar. We see the evil coming, man. Esau setting the stage. As of right now, what's today? The 16th, December 16th. Esau done made a false flag out in Australia. If I'm not mistaken, it's Australia, against the JOOs, all these different things. Hey, the stage is set, basically, for more false flags and psyops. And what? It's looking real scary out here, so to speak. But we have to know that since the Lord is with us, we don't need to worry. All right? Because they that sow in tears shall reap in joy. We're sowing in tears right now. We're in the house of mourning, not in the house of mirth. So we're going to reap the benefits of being in the house of mourning. While everybody else was out partying, having a good time, we were getting ready for the evil, man. That's why the Lord, when his return, it's not going to overtake us as a thief in the night. All right. But for these people, that's how it's going to be, because they're not expecting, they're not watching. We're the wise virgins. They are the foolish virgins. Okay. 2nd Ezra 9:6, because hey, even though, the evil is coming, the Lord told us what? That he's going to be with us. He told us in 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter, he said, fear not. The Most High, he's going to be our guide in that time. So don't fear. Okay. 2nd Ezra 9:6, even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings in wonder and powerful works, and endings in effects and signs. And everyone that shall be saved, right, from the evils, the signs, right? For example, you have the different works and things like that, right? So we see the signs of the end times. Countless, blood moons have been going on. All these different things, man. The stage is set, man. See, that's the thing. The time is now. The end time prophecies are right in front of our face. This is not something that's going to take place 40 years from now. Nah, man, we're right at the door. We're a few years away. Not to put a number on it, because no man knows the day. But according to how Esau is moving right now, he's moving, and he knows he hath but a short time. So we know that we're at that point. We know through the Spirit, man, that we're at that point where, Esau is setting up his NWO. All right, he's at the beginning stages of it. He's getting warmed up, man. So our mindset is, hey, we have to get ready too. He's getting ready, we getting ready, right? So it says, and everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed. So we'll be able to escape by the works we did and our faith. So that's why I titled it, have faith in what you're doing. What we're doing is not in vain. You see, it may not seem like it right now, because you just going through shit, you catching hell, right? As we say, you're going through things, right? And you're maintaining, you're doing the work, doing what you got to do, That's a good thing, man. So, because what? You shall be able to escape by your works and by faith, whereby ye have believed. So continue in it. That's why they that sow in tears shall reap in joy. You're going through it, you're crying. You might be crying actual tears going through your trials, your tribulations. But what are you doing? The works of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. And that's a beautiful thing. Okay? You're doing what the Lord told you to do. Okay? So it says, shall be preserved from the said peril. So those of us, Lord's will, were part of that number, that we did the works and the faith, we had the faith most importantly, whereby we have believed, shall be preserved from the said perils. What are the said perils? Jacob's trouble, the thermonuclear destruction of America, all these different evils that are set to happen in the world. You're going to escape from it. Lord's will, we're a part of that number. It says, shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. And of course, we don't know we're of the elect, but hey, as of right now, we fit in that description, man. And it's a beautiful thing. We're doing the works of the Lord while everybody else is out being worldly and partying, being adulterers, adulteresses, and being wicked as hell. You're doing what the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai told you to do. So have some faith and confidence in that. And I love making these exhortations, man, because they're for me and for you. They ain't just for me. All right, I make them with the intent that someone else may get the same boost of energy that you need during the week, man. Okay? It's a beautiful thing, man, because what the Lord said, he's going to preserve us, right? He's going to deliver us from the evils. That's beautiful, man. All right? We have to believe in that. We're doing the works. So, hey, one thing is, I remember when I first was coming up, I lacked confidence in that department, but then I realized, what? Humbly speaking, man, hey, we're doing, what the Lord told us to do. I'm doing the works. My brothers is doing the works. Why would we lose faith? Why? The scriptures say, well, I'm gonna get it. But this is the real point right here in Hebrews 6. Really, I was gonna just base the whole lesson on Hebrews the 6th chapter, verses 9 through 12. But I said, let me make a lesson out of it, right? Because what the Lord said, he would preserve us from the said perils. Because what? We're doing what he told us to do. You see, we were obedient. So Lord's will. All right, we're part of that number. Guess what? You're gonna be delivered. We're gonna be delivered. Hebrews 6:9. But beloved, we are persuaded better things of you, and things that accompany salvation, though we thus speak. For the Most High is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love, right? So You doing these works out of sincerity. All right. The Most High is not going to forget that, man. You know, why would he? He's not unrighteous. That's the thing. That's the thing with the Most High, man. You know, he's balanced. He's righteous. Perfect. So you think just because, you know, you might feel yourself as insignificant. No, man. You know, if you're doing what the Lord told you to do out of sincerity and out of fear, all right, you're good to go. Okay? Because he's not unrighteous to forget your works and labor of love. It says, which ye have showed toward his name, in that ye have ministered to the saints, and do minister, meaning serving. You're serving the saints, right? I'm doing it right now. You're doing it, listening to this lesson. You might get inspired to do your own. You're serving the saints. The Lord ain't going to forget this works if you continue. You see, that's why I opened up with Matthew 24 and 13. I kind of didn't speak on it too much, but, you know, the point is to do what we're doing until the end. You see, if you do that, man, golden, you know, Lord's will, man. Lord's will, we're part of that elect number when we're going to be delivered from all the said evils, man. It says, Hebrews 6 and 10 again. For the Most High is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love, which ye have showed toward his name, in that ye have ministered to the saints and do minister. And we desire that every one of you show the same diligence to the full assurance of hope unto the end, right? So show your diligence to the end. He that endures to the end, the same shall be saved, right? That ye be not slothful, but followers of them who through faith and patience inherit the promises, right? That's our job. So what's being said in Hebrews is literally the same thing. To endure to the end. Do what you're supposed to do until the very end, and you're going to be okay. That's how you inherit the promises. The kingdom of heaven, all right? You're going to inherit the kingdom. You know, you're going to receive salvation. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be beautiful. Okay? So, I'm going to read this again real quick, man. Hebrews 6 and 10, for the Most High is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love, which ye have showed toward his name, in that ye have ministered to the saints and do minister, right? So the Most High, he's not going to forget what you did, man. He's not just going to, you know, not count, you know, he's not going to count something against you, man. He's going to, deliver you, you know? If you endure to the end, all right, everything you did was not in vain. So have confidence and have faith in your works that you're doing right now. Not to say that your works are justification or anything like that, but it's the faith behind the works that you put in, right? That showed your sincerity, hence granting you deliverance. All right? Ye that fear the Lord hope for good and everlasting joy and mercy, the scriptures say. All right? So, hey, real quick, man, that's all I wanted to bring out through the Spirit, man. I really hope this was exhorting and edifying, especially exhorting. You know, we need these exhortations, man. So I really hope this was exhorting and edifying. I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Rachakadash. Double honors unto my elders and apostles, great millstone, which are the men that rule well and taught us his truth. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the elect as always. Shalom.